Hello and welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are going to pick back up with a DFIR exercise for the PrintNightmare. System exploited by PrintNightmare vulnerability. You should investigate the case. Log files. You can use RedLine for the investigation. Again, another challenge by, and if I butcher it, I do apologize, Bohan Zahang. I'm probably screwing that up. But I'm always terrible with names anyways, in most cases. So let's see, what do we have? We've got 13 questions to answer off this. So once we go through and do an extraction of the zip file that we get from this, we end up with analysis session 1.mans, brim setup.docx, challenge-v1.pcapng, and suricata.rules. So apparently, with this, we are expected to go through, and it's kind of interesting that it says that you can use RedLine for it, but the very first question is looking through the alerts in Brim, what is the vulnerability name and its corresponding CVE? Now, my first thought was that the Brim setup.docx might have been malicious, so through VirusTotal it goes, and not so much. So this is just something that is supposed to be on the outside looking in. Which, okay, no fuss, no muss. But effectively, it denotes the use of a data visualization tool called Brim to then ingest the PCAP-ng file and basically have some stuff pop out. So they were kind enough to include some instructions, which should be visible now. So go through, download to your machine, install Brim. Then you're supposed to go to the GitHub page for it to pull down the Suricata updater. Now the interesting thing is that the brimsecurity.com looks like it redirects to, but you know what, I closed it, trying to get some of this stuff set up while I was going through that stuff. Brimdata.io. And apparently this must have been put together with an older version. Again, not knocking. Things change all the time. Let me blow this up a little bit more so it's a little bit easier to see. So basically, give you a set of instructions to go through, open up Brim, add the suricata runner, everything else like that. And then you're supposed to go and change the rules. Apparently, with the latest version, they must have included the suricata aspect, so it's built right in. So the author would have to confirm, but as of version 0.26.0, it looks like the suricata stuff is all built in. I don't think it talks about what version any of that stuff goes through. And if everything goes through the way that it should, you should end up with X, Y, and Z, which is true, having gone through all that. I had to go to the location where Brim was installed to. So since this is a Windows box, it was C users, user account, app data, local programs, Brim, resources, app.asar.unpacked /zdeps /suricata /var /lib /suricata /rules, and there was a 16.5 meg suricata.rules already there. I just renamed that to suricata.rules.org, copy the suricata.rules that are provided from the zip file into that folder, and proceeded to move forward. So let's change this window over to Brim, and we get something fairly similar, if not exactly on the money. But so this is preferences as it shows up, but there are no denoting where suricata is installed. So that took a minute or two to figure out. It's like, okay, wait a minute. But then again, I think I'm also a couple of months behind on these exercises. So we were left with looking through the alerts in Brim. What is the vulnerability name and its corresponding CVE? Well, we kind of know already what the vulnerability name is. PrintNightmare. It's the name of the exercise. But looking through Brim for the alert, we see that at 2021-08-16, at 1930-26, we get an alert for a signature match via the core light stuff for possible CVE-2021-34527. And in parentheses, PrintNightmare exploit. Well, if that doesn't say it, I don't know what does. And I'm just going to go ahead and do PrintNightmare CVE. We'll just do a Google search for that. And according to the Microsoft vulnerability announcement for it, yes, CVE-2021-34527. Hooray. Of course, I'm not showing that to you. I still have Brim up. So let's switch back over so you can see what I see. Maybe. Interesting. Maybe not. Hoy vey, I tell ya. Why is it such a pain in the butt sometimes, just to be able to show different things? Wow, it really did not like that. We have that, which is fine. We switch it back to Brim, which is fine. There we go. Oh, good lord. Okay, so we've got confirmation that yes, PrintNightmare and the CVE. Okay, so they are looking for, okay. So, PrintNightmare, comma, space, CVE dash. Okay, just want to make sure that I'm in the, barking up the right tree here. We submit. And correct, which is good. Always good. So I'm going to go ahead and denote that in my little answer queue that I'm working on separate window without an issue. Okay, so next question. What is the attacker's IP? So let's go back to Brim since we'll probably find just about everything we need there. There's the alert. So how is this subdivided? Community ID, protocol, source, source port, destination, destination port. So it looks like our attacker is 10, 10, 10, 4. So let's see if we are 10, 10, 10, 4. Wait, if I use the right brackets. Submit. Yay! Alright, let me get that denoted. Okay, what is the attacker's share path? So let's go back to Brim. of course, let me change the capture window. All right. So we see below that, looks like a transfer of not so stealthy.dll, but we're looking for the share path. Potentially bad traffic. Yeah, so it detects all that, but not. UID, ID, port, response, protocol, service. Bytes this way and that. Packets. Community ID, and then pretty much nothing. I mean, .2 is the destination. I mean, there's our path, 10.10.10.2/share. Looks like that involves that, but I'm assuming we should be seeing something from 10.10.10.4 before that. That would denote. Insert. Because that's really the only path that's standing out to me, at least from here. Share IPC. Well, I guess we can try it. --10.10.10.2/share and just, if we get it wrong, we'll go back. Or we could go through and do the analysis, Brim, Wireshark, or RedLine. Well, let's try it, because it's not like we're going to get penalized if we 10.10.10.2/share. And we'll see if that's a fail. Oh, look at that. Okay. What is the name of, yeah, okay. That was the denote of not so stealthy.dll. No. Okay, fine. Down arrow it is. Not so stealthy.dll. Correct. Hooray. And then what is the hash of said DLL? So does that actually tell us anywhere in here? I don't know. I'm gonna try. I suppose I should probably be showing that too. Let me swing this back over to Brim. And what I'm waiting to load up is the details to see as to whether or not if Does it give? No, I don't see a hash, honestly. Actually, I take that back. Right there, MD5. And this thing wanted what now? SHA-256. So is this, that's SHA? Well, let's do this. Uh-oh. Odd. It is no longer, or at least not showing up for me. Okay, network miner shows up. What about Chrome then? Can we go back? Oh, good Lord. Okay, there we go. Apparently something was not keeping up. So we're going to take the SHA-1 that we got from there, and we will use that to pivot into a SHA-256. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It's all falling in. Fallen in, fallen on. Now what's the next thing? What is the email address used for the self-signed certificate? Oh, boy. Guessing. I'm going to do this. Switch back to... Okay, this is getting odd. I just lost the ability to switch. No, now it's back. Oy vey. Okay. I see here that there is X509. Email address is override@shields.mertz.net. So let's try a looky-loo if that's exactly what we've got here. Oh, and I just realized again, I'm not keeping up with switching the windows. All right, so email address equals override@shields.mertz.net. So let's switch back to Chrome. I've got that in and about to submit to see if that works. Hooray, that apparently was the appropriate answer. Okay, what's next? What is the domain used by the attacker to exploit the vulnerability? Well, what domain? Well, I don't suppose it would be as simple as shields.merge.net. Oh, okay. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna knock it. What is the exploit server's hostname? So we're looking back at Brim to see if we can get any sort of okay. Let's just go back to Network Miner since that seems to be where we get most of our. So we have 2. Inside Network Miner. The exploit server's hostname. Well, we'll put in the 10.10.10.4, so it looks like it's win-FLO4 Echo Uniform 2 Victor Mike Sigma Mike. So let's see as to whether or not where that gets us. Don't know if that's going to be actually right, but okay, we're on a roll. So that's 8 questions down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Not bad. Username created by the attacker for persistence. I don't think. Drifting off there. I need more coffee. I mean, we did get, so Jesse Harmon, just pulling from Brim. I have no idea if that's right. Sweet Jeebus. We're batting 1,000 today. Apparently today's a good day. Oh well, gotta have it sooner or later, right? Alright, so that moves us on to what is the event ID for user creation in Windows and when was the user being created? Alright, so they want the event ID and then everything. And this one, they want us to look at RedLine. So let's do this. I've got RedLine, or the RedLine open and the file dumped in. We know the host name. But of course, I do not. Okay, here we go. I just had to manually pull it. Okay. Oh, wow. Alright, hang on. Gotta make it bigger. Gotta make it bigger. Alright, so we're gonna do a search for Jesse.Harmon. And we'll see as to what shakes out from here. This is underneath the timeline portion. And we'll let it dig through and see what we get. So down here. User account created in the security. I suppose we get no additional details. User account created. Great, we get the auditing, but we don't get any other info. So we're getting account failed, log on, blah, 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 blah. Right, let's just go to event logs and see what parses out there. For Jesse. I want to actually take a look at that as opposed to just the timeline. New user account was created. Event ID, no. So 4720. And then we need an exact. All right, so 4720, comma, space, 2021-08-1603-2900 Zulu. Maybe. Possibly. At least according to RedLine. It seems to fit. Seems. All from that. So let's see. We'll go back. Got it copied and pasted. Still batting 1,000. What process name is used to establish cell connection between the attacker's machine and the Windows? eBay. So if we go back and take a look. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Let's again jump back over to RedLine. I have dumped over to ports. We got plenty of things that look like it's talking back to local to remote. So what if we do state for everything that is established? Look at that, we got one thing. And the question being, what process name? We're on DLL32.exe. What is the listening port? Well, remote is going to 10.10.10.2 via 443. So let's see as to whether or not if we get this one right. I'm assuming it is another where it is formatted to be name.extension and then port. Okay, got it. Ron DLL32 and 443. Attacker used a famous post-exploitation framework to create the DLL file and establish a shell connection to the Windows server. What is the payload the attacker used? Well, it's that not so stealthy. I don't suppose it's just that simple. Let's get a refresh on that. Is there... XX/XX/XX. Alright, the other portion, the attacker left a text file for the user administrator. Can you find what the file name is? Alright, so we got two things. So if we were going to look for... Let's take a look for any sort of files that would have been... So we go back to RedLine, we go File System on the left. I mean, do we just have straight to C? It contains C:/users. Well, that does definitely go through and knock out a good deal of things. And then it should be a text file, so .text in the search. I don't think they're going to be putting it in app data. I mean, they very well could. But I would figure it would be more like desktop documents. Because I would assume this is going to be a kind of like a nice little note that says FU. Patch your stuff. Documents, RedLine. Well, I don't think we're quite looking in there. Let's just do this and let's do another search. Documents. This really is a nightmare.txt. That's definitely memorable. I don't know if that's going to be the exact one, but hey, we don't know if we don't try. So here we go with a blind try. Hey, look at that. Alright, so it takes care of 13. XX slash XX slash XX slash XX. So what is that going to be? One of those interpreter print nightmare? Hello. New Metasploit module auxiliary XX slash XX. Okay. Okay. A little bit of Google foo. If I'm on the right track, we'll see. So auxiliary slash admin slash DCERPC slash CVE underscore 2021 underscore 1675 underscore print nightmare. Beautiful. Get that denoted. And that should complete the exercise. I believe that's all 13. And most of it done in Brim, which up until this exercise, I never had heard of before. With RedLine playing a back fiddle, and I barely even needed to use Network Miner. Poor Wireshark left with, or had the PCAP open, didn't even look at it. Oh well, there are worse ways to go about it. At least we've got that done then. So, that is the Let's Defend DFIR Print Nightmare exercise completed. I'll work on getting this posted to go out, and I still got a couple of other things, don't I? There's another DFIR I'll probably work on immediately after this one. Yeah, Conti. And then I think there was a... Well, oh well. I'll have to sign back in. But, alright. With that then, I will see everyone in the next video.